exercise. So let's start for the standard 9, and name of the chapter that is quadrilaterals. Okay, clear that? Now question number 11, that is from the exercise 8.1. Okay, from the exercise 8.1, question number 11, that is it says that in the triangle ABC and DEF, first of all that given figure is given, so we have to draw the first of all figure. Here that two type of the triangles are given. Okay, this kind of the shape are given, this kind of the shape is given. Okay, now in triangle ABC and DEF, so here ABC is given and DEF. Okay, clear that? In triangle ABC and DEF, that is given AB equal to DE, AB is equal to the DE. So we have to write first of all as a given AB is equal to the DE. Second thing, that is AB parallel to DE, AB parallel to DE. Next thing, that is BC is equal to EF, BC is equal to the EF and BC is parallel to EF, BC is parallel to the EF. Okay, that are the given. And next thing that is given as a vertices ABC are joined with the vertices DEF respectively, show that. There is 4 things we have to show that. So to prove, first quadrilateral ABED is a parallelogram. Quadrilateral ABED is parallelogram. Second, quadrilateral BEFC is a parallelogram. Quadrilateral BEFC is parallelogram. Third thing, that is AD parallel to CF. And AD is equal to CF. Fourth one, that is quadrilateral ACFD is parallelogram. Quadrilateral ACFD is parallelogram. After that, AC equal to DF. Fifth one, that is AC equal to DF. And last, that is sixth one, that is we have to prove that triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Okay, so these all things we have to prove that. Okay, so let's start with the proof. In proof, first of all, in quadrilateral ABED, that's given AB is equal to DE and AB parallel to DE. So that's why we have to write that one side of quadrilateral, one side of quadrilateral are equal and parallel, so therefore ABED is a parallelogram. Therefore we have to write that ABED is a parallelogram. Therefore if ABED is a parallelogram, where is the ABED? ABED. This one. Okay. Now ABED is a parallelogram. So we have to write that here AB and DE are parallel and AB is equal to DE, that are given. So by this parallelogram, there another side that are also parallel and equal. So AD and BE we have to write. Also write AD is equal to the BE and AD is parallel to the BE. Therefore we have to write the another side of the parallelogram are equal and parallel, and we have to get them as a equation 1. Okay. Now we have moved for the second one. In quadrilateral, BEFC, BE equal to EF, BC equal to BC is equal to EF and BC is parallel to EF, that are the given. Okay. That are the given. So we have to write that also one side of quadrilateral are equal and parallel. So therefore BEFC is a parallelogram. So therefore we have to say that, now first of all we have to see that BEFC in the figure. BEFC. Okay. This one. Okay. This one part. Okay. So in this figure we have to say that BC is equal to the EF and BC is parallel to EF. So here that in the figure that are not seen that's a parallel, but because of the my figure is that kind of, but in the actual figure that are also given, that is BC is parallel to the EF. So this is the parallelogram. So another side of this parallelogram are equal and parallel. So another side, that is CF and BE. Okay, another side of this parallelogram, that is CF and BE. So BE is equal to the CF and BE is parallel to the CF. Okay, this is the second one. Now from the 1 and 2 we are seeing that AD is equal to BE and BE is equal to CF. So that's why we are writing AD is equal to the CF. Okay, so from 1 and 2, that is AD is equal to the BE and BE is equal to CF. Therefore AD is equal to the CF and AD is parallel to BE, but BE is parallel to the CF. Therefore we have to write that AD parallel to CF. Okay, now AD is equal to CF and AD is parallel to CF. So what is the AD is parallel to CF and AD is equal to the CF. So AD CF, AD not CF but FC, AD FC, this part of the parallelogram. Okay, so AD FC, this one AD FC. Okay, so ADFC, in quadrilateral ADFC, AD is equal to CF and AD parallel to CF. We have to write this one as a third equation. First of all note down this part, then after we have to move. Okay, first of all note down this part of the proof, after we have to move for the second third question. Okay, first third that are proved at here. Okay, after we have to move for the second third part. So first of all please note down this fast. Till then I'll rub this part. Okay, so as per the figure, I'll draw this small figure for you, all of you, to understand better. Okay, this is smaller part of the figure. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, D, E, F. Okay, this is the figure as given. So now AD is equal to CF and AD parallel to CF. So therefore we have to also write that. Therefore from equation 3, in quadrilateral SCFD, AD is equal to CF and AD is parallel to CF. Therefore one side of quadrilateral are equal and parallel. Therefore SCFD is parallelogram. Okay, therefore SCFD is parallelogram. So there SCFD, where is the SCFD? This is my A, C, F, D. Okay, this is my SCFD. In SCFD there is the another sides that are parallel and equal. So what is the another side? AD and CF are equal and parallel. So another side, that is AC, is equal to the FD and AC is parallel to the FD. You have to write FD or DF, any kind of that. Okay, you have to write DF or FD, both of them are same. So AC is equal to FD and AC is parallel to FD. This is the fourth one equation. Okay, we have to write that this is the fourth one as a equation. Now I have to prove that both of the triangle ABC and DEF are equal. Okay, I have to prove that ABC and DEF, both of the triangle, that are the congruent. For that, in triangle ABC and DEF, in triangle ABC and triangle DEF, first of all, AB is equal to the DE is given. Second thing, that is BC is equal to EF, that are the also given. This thing, okay, BC is equal to EF, that are also given. And third one, that is AC is equal to DF. AC is equal to DF, that are we are proving. AC is equal to DF. That are proved. Okay, so therefore by SSS congruency rule, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Therefore by, we don't need to by CPCT rule, that's it. We have to just prove that they are congruent. Okay, so here we are proving that they are congruent. Okay, clear? So hence proved. Clear? So first of all, write down this part. After from this, you have to write this part. Okay? Please note down fast. Clear? Okay. Now we are moving for the exercise 8.2. For the exercise 8.2, we have to discuss first of all two theorems that are the important or mandatory for the exercise 8.2. Okay? We just have to remember that two theorems. We need not to prove that both of the theorem. So for the exercise 8.2, we have to write the theorem, that our first theorem, that is if in triangle ABC we any kind of the theorem, there is a not kind of the mention that is the triangle, name of the triangle or anything. I'll converted all this statement of the theorem with the example. So, okay, so that's easy to convey, or that's easy to understand that that what kind what things that are said in the theorem. Okay, what things that are tell us in the theorem. So in triangle ABC, if in triangle ABC M and N are the midpoints of side AB and AC, so from that we also say that we say that BC is parallel to the so MN is parallel to the BC and MN is half of BC. Okay, so we have to also say that MN is parallel to BC and MN is a half of BC. We are say that, like here ABC is given, M and N are the midpoint of the sides of the AB and AC, so line passing through that MN that are the parallel to the third side, okay, and that is the half of the third side. Okay, is the MN is parallel to BC and MN is a half of BC. Okay, clear that? Now we have to write that it's a converse. Now we have write that converse of it. Okay, so what is the converse of it? If M is midpoint, if M is midpoint of AB and MN is parallel to BC, so we have to write that N is also midpoint of AC. Clear that? We have to write that's a converse. In the first there is a given, both of the midpoints are given, so we have to write that there is a line passing through from the midpoints, they are the parallel to the third side of the triangle. And in the converse of that, in converse, that is to say that if one point is one side, if any one of the side there is a one M, there is the midpoint of the side and parallel to the third side, MN is parallel to the third side, so also we have to write that N is a midpoint of the AC. Okay, here both of them are midpoint given, so we have to write that are parallel. In the converse that there is a parallel and one midpoint is given, so we have to write that another side there is a midpoint. Okay, here is the both of the theorem. Okay, they are the easy one of the theorem, and all the things that are the related to this theorem are used in the exercise 8.2. Okay, so here there is a theorem, name of this theorem, that is midpoint theorem. Okay, here is a theorem, that is midpoint theorem. Name of the theorem, that is midpoint theorem. Clear that? Now using midpoint theorem, we are moving for the exercise 8.2 and we are doing first question of that. So first question, here we don't have any more time at here, so we have to revise exercise 8.1, and after next session we are moving for the exercise 8.2. Here we are seeing that some questions that are related to the exercise 8.1. Okay, clear? If you don't have any problem. From the lack of the time, we are moving for the extra sums based on the exercise 8.1. Okay. From the next session we are moving for exercise 8.2 because of the lack of timing. So one question is given: if angle ABCD of the quadrilateral ABCD taken in order in which there is the ratio 3:7:6, 3:7:6:4, then the type of the quadrilateral ABCD, we have to write the name of the type of the quadrilateral ABCD. Here the angles are given 3:7:6:4, 3:7:6:4. So therefore we have to write that angle A is a 3x, angle B is a 7x, angle C is a 6x, and angle D is a 4x. So total that is equal to the 360. So therefore 3x plus 7x plus 6x plus 4x equal to 360. Therefore 10 plus 10, 20x equal to 360. So x equal to 360 by 20, 0 0 cut 2 18s are, then x equal to 18. So first 18 3s are 54, second 18 7s are 7 8s are 56, 5 8 7 plus 4 11 12 126, 18 6s are 6 8s are 48, 4 6 plus 4 108, and 18 4s are 8 4s are 32, 3 carry 4 plus 3 7 72. Okay, 10 10 20 0 1 carry 5 2 carry 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 7 14, 14 plus 2 16, 360. Okay, so here the angles are given as a 54 degree, 126 degree, 108 degree, and 72 degree. Here by the angle of the quadrilateral we are not defined, that is which kind of the quadrilateral is given. Okay, now we have to move for the second question, that is the diagonal AC and BD of the parallelogram ABCD intersect each other at the point O if CAD is 32. Diagonals of ABCD are intersect at O okay. Diagonals AC and BD of parallelogram ABCD intersect each other at O if CAD is 32. CAD, this angle is equal to 32 degree, and AOB equal to 70 degree. AOB is equal to 70 degree. Find DBC. Find DBC, this kind of the angle. Okay, so here for finding this kind of the angle, we need not just to prove anything. We have to take here 32, then here also is a 32 degree, because the alternate angles AB is parallel to CD. AB is parallel to CD. Therefore this angle and this angle forms the alternate angles. Okay, pair of alternate angles. Clear that? Here see that AB is parallel to CD and we have to take AC as a transversal. Okay, so this 32 and this are 32 degree. Here forms the linear pair, so 70, then here is a 110 degree because total is 180 degree. So in triangle BOC, 110 plus 32, that is the 2, 4, 142, and 180 minus 142, that is the, from the angle sum property, 180 minus 142, that is 8, 7, 3, 38. So my angle DBC, that is the 38 degree. Clear that? So students, I hope all of you are enjoying this class and you are learn more about the previous one. Okay, so till then, goodbye and stay blessed.